Welcome to video 2 of the guitar module. I call this video the acoustic character of the electric guitar because this might be a controversial view for some people who think that it's primarily the electronics that matter in an electric guitar, but I'm convinced that the acoustic quality of any electric guitar determines all of its potential in terms of sound. It's what you're amplifying. If the guitar is dead, like a piece of MDF or a guitar made out of cardboard, it's going to have a very limited potential in terms of dynamics and tonal range. Whereas a really well-built guitar, built out of some great materials, it's going to offer you a lot more. So what I thought we'd do is go on a little deep listening journey together and do an experiment. I bought an inexpensive contact mic. For those who are not familiar, contact mic is just like a little transducer element that you can stick on anything that resonates or make a noise, and it listens to the vibrations. It just picks up the vibrations and we're amplifying it. These are usually used as a really inexpensive way to amplify acoustic instruments, but I've stuck it onto my guitar so that we can hear kind of without the pickups and not going through an amp, just going direct. What's happening with this guitar acoustically? As we go, I'll also introduce you to some of the instruments that I'm using in this course. This one is my Ronin Murari. I believe it's a 2012-2013 model. It's the first guitar that I bought from those guys, and it's kind of unique in that the body is made out of reclaimed old-growth redwood. It's the kind of stuff that people make acoustic guitar tops out of, but what they've done is just used a big hunk of it and made an electric guitar out of it. It has a mahogany neck, a rosewood fretboard, and a 2-pin man-made trem. So this is a 2-pin tremolo, meaning it has 2 posts that the tremolo rests on with a knife edge, and around in the back we've got 2 springs. So it's a very sensitive tremolo and just a very lively guitar overall, with a sort of nice, deep, low mid-range voice. So without further ado, let's listen to the contact mic and the acoustic sound of this guitar. So you can hear that the contact mic is very sensitively picking up the sound of the guitar. You can even hear it moving around on my leg. I like to tap on the neck sometimes. The neck of a guitar, it also imparts its own acoustic character. It's a resonant piece of wood. You can sometimes hear where the truss rod cavity is cut into the guitar neck by tapping along the length of it. You can hear me tapping on the guitar body, and you can also hear me tapping on the plastic cover. It's intriguing to consider that every element of the guitar, even the plastic, is sort of contributing to the sound. The Mirari has a sort of piano-y sound to me. It kind of like when you tap on it, it's kind of like tapping on a piano, and you hear the strings resonate in sympathy a little bit. We've got these springs here in the back that are resonating as well, so they're contributing their own sort of reverb. This guitar has a really acoustic guitar sort of quality to it. I think you can hear. And a really sort of distinct honky mid-range that I like. It has a real sort of nasally forward mid-range. It's a little reminiscent of mahogany, but not quite so pronounced. can even hear that that low E chord rings really harmoniously. It's very resonant and kind of has a very coherent sound. When I say coherent, what I mean is that not every guitar has that sort of, it's almost sort of like a grinding or a resonant sound in the low end when you play something like that. They all don't ring with that kind of unity to the sound, but this guitar has that. It has a very sort of piano-y low end. Oh, that's intense. All right, let's listen to something else. This is my Saul Koll Tornado. Saul is a brilliant builder out of Portland, Oregon, and this is the prototype for this model. It used to belong to David Torn, who's one of my absolute favorite musicians on the planet. So as far as I'm concerned, it has a lot of mojo already baked into it. It's been treated to a lot of sound waves already. The body is made out of white limba, as is the neck, and I believe limba is sort of a Carina variant in sort of the mahogany family. Some people say that it has a bit more of a snappy high end, a little firmer sounding maybe. I don't know, that's just what they say out there in the world. But it has a different sound from the Murari for sure. It is similar in that it has a 2-pin tremolo, but this one is made by Hipshot. It's called the Contour. It's got 3 springs in the back. And let's listen to it, see what it's offering us. I don't know why I love tapping around on instruments. It's just really satisfying for me. There's that plastic plate again. So I hear a lot of sub information, really low frequencies in this, but it doesn't have that sort of same acoustic guitar knock to it that the Murari had. The Murari sort of has this acoustic guitar resonance, like if you tapped the back of acoustic guitar. This is a bit more focused, a little sharper. It's got more sustain than the Murari. Not quite as big on the low end as the Mirari is. Still resonates really nicely. So maybe a bit more mid-focused and mid-forward with a sort of deeper sub-low frequency content thing happening. And less of that. It doesn't have that honky upper mid forwardness that the Mirari has. It's just kind of smoother throughout the frequency range with a lot more sustain. All right, next.